Hi Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I am going to be doing your angel and spirit guide message reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also to subscribe to my channel. Now before I dive into this reading, I want to say that during these scary and uncertain times, these readings focus on love, light, and positivity in order to raise up our energy vibration, to raise us up, to make us feel more confident, to make us feel connected to have us feel connected to our angels, to our spirit guides, and to hear their messages, instead of lowering down our energy vibration, making us feel small, insignificant, and even more scared than we may be at this time already. And so here, this is for empowerment, not for negativity. All right, so with that said, let's dive forward. We're going to be starting with your spirit guide animal cards. These are also going to be your totem animals for this time. If you see these animals in the wild or you see an image of these animals, this is really your angels and your spirit guides tapping you on the shoulder, Capricorn, saying, remember this message. So angel and spirit guide message for Capricorn. Angel and spirit guide message for Capricorn. Angel and spirit guide message for Capricorn. Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. All right. So we have the chameleon spirit, which says act as if. And then we have the grasshopper spirit, take that leap of faith. So act confident, act as if you are secure and confident and prosperous within yourself as you take that leap of faith. Because you're moving towards your subconscious chakra message, which, here, let's see. Angel and spirit guide message for Capricorn. Angel and spirit guide message for Capricorn. Angel and spirit guide message for Capricorn. Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. Yeah, which is about, having this meditative creativity coming over you. Yeah, so that's exactly what I was seeing. So that's really, really cool. All right, so we have the chameleon spirit, which is like act as if. Act as if you're connected with your heart's truth. And you might very well be. You might be saying, Dane, that's not an act. That's how I live my life. But every now and then, no matter how spiritually advanced we are or how confident we are within ourselves and within what we're doing, we can slip every now and then. And this is to be adapted to any type of negativity coming, but also repelling it, acting as if you have entered into your greatness and acting as if you know the answers. It's kind of like fake it till you make it kind of thing. And the grasshopper spirit would take that leap of faith, is leading you towards that connection to your inner self, to your creativity, to your power, and a release of negativity. So this is really quite lovely. I'm very excited to see what your tarot has to say. Angel and spirit guide message for Capricorn. Angel and spirit guide message for Capricorn. Angel and spirit guide message for Capricorn. Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. At the heart of everything, you have the 10 of chalices. So it's like you have a happily ever after right here. And that's beautiful. And you also have your heart's wish coming forward. Strong water sign presence. This is the King of Chalices, the King of Cups, water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. And then we have the 8 of Chalices, the 8 of Cups. Interesting. Okay. The Sun card, not surprised at all. The 7 of Swords. You are really not going to abide liars, sneaks, thieves at this time. You're really going to call people out, especially people who are emotionally draining and emotionally manipulative towards you. 8 of Swords. The repeat of the number 8 is warning about taking things too seriously and kind of wanting to plan too much. It's your Capricorn nature to want to plan and to like a steady stability, kind of plan about things, being very practical. But you can be a little bit too practical, which is going to kind of diminish some of the wonder and the joy that's coming in. And then you have, the King of Pentacles. This is you. So you have a strong kingly presence to you. People are definitely taking note. And this is you embracing your prosperity, embracing your abundance. You have the 7 of Chalices. You're being inspired, most definitely. You have the Star card, which is a strong Aquarius presence, a time frame of January 20th to February 18th. And then you have Pisces, which is right after Aquarius, February 19th to March 20th coming forward. But you're also facing a lot of fears and seeing the lies that are within those fears. It's not saying that you don't have a right to be afraid or that you shouldn't be afraid of something, but it's like seeing the manipulation that has kept you small, in doubt of yourself, held back, scarred. And that's really what you're calling to the surface and saying, you know what, no more. No more am I being held back. This is also your shadow self. So knowing the depth of, and it sounds funny to say, but the depth of the depravity of the human spirit and the human self. So it's kind of like knowing that there is a saint and a sinner. And there are those ways to go. I don't mean that in a absolute literal way, but it's kind of like the angel and the devil kind of thing. It's kind of like you can rise or you can fall. And it's seeing that within yourself, and it's seeing that human beings can become monstrous. And it's looking at the power of the monstrosity that is within us and using it instead of to be negative and horrible, but using it to be courageous and, definitive within our actions, within ourselves, and within the good that we can do. So act as if you know. Act as if you have the answers, because you do. You have a lot more of the answers, Capricorn, than you think you do. And then the grasshopper spirit, which says take that leap of faith. Take that leap, because you're crowned. You're crowned with majesty. And you are creating that majesty. You are creating the life that you want. And it is fake it till you make it. It is saying, I have this confidence. I have this assurity. Even if you don't, even if you're sitting there and quivering in your boots, kind of like do it anyway. Keep on moving forward. Keep on going after what you truly desire. And you might find that you need to meditate on what you truly want and what you truly need with the crown chakra. It's like, what does your mind want? What does your heart want? Because your heart impacts your mind. And so with the crown chakra, and you have that light right over the heart. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can. So it's so important because we are emotional beings. And so often we say, oh no, that's just a silly feeling that I have. You have a gut feeling, and how usually we ignore that gut feeling and then say, oh my gosh, I should have listened to it. I should have looked at it this way. I should have been more emotionally connected. I should have, kind of listened to my angels and my spirit guides as I was moving forward. I should have opened up that gateway. And so with meditation, it's not saying that you have to sit down and meditate, though if you feel like meditating, by all means, go for it. It's wonderful. But it is knowing what you desire within your heart, within your soul, within yourself. And it's having that connection between your heart and your mind. And not saying, oh, that's silly, oh, that's ridiculous. You can get that way. You can look at things and be like, oh my gosh, everybody's going to laugh. Everybody's going to think I'm silly. And you know what? Let them. Let them. What did RuPaul say? If they ain't paying your bills, you don't pay them no mind. I love that. It's like, keep on moving forward. You are embracing your life. You are embracing your prosperity. And if they laugh, let them laugh. Let them doubt. Because as you move yourself forward and as you embrace your greatness, you're going to see that prosperity starts coming to you more and more and more. And it moves you towards creativity. It opens up your creativity. I mean, this is your sacral chakra. And your sacral chakra is very powerful because your sacral chakra is where a lot of negativity from this life and past lives are held. It's also any negative sexual energy, okay, sacral chakra, root chakra, it's held there. So it's a freeing of yourself to be more creative, to be more empowered, to embrace what you desire, all right? And it's going to say that as you release this negativity, you start to see yourself transforming. You start to see yourself being more invigorated with the opportunities that come. And it's not seeing yourself as small or seeing your life as stuck anymore. And it moves you to the 10 of Cups. The 10 of Cups is prosperity, blessings that last for generations. It's bounty that is calling to you. It's bounty of the heart. And it's saying, okay, I might not have gold on the table, and that's fine. And it's coming to terms with that. Because I think a lot of life is also having to come to terms with the expectations of the world and saying, but that's not my dream. I don't want to be a movie star, even if you do want to be a movie star, okay? It's saying, it's knowing your power and your blessings in yourself. And it's saying, okay, I might want that now. And, like every little kid, they say, if you ask children what they want to be, like 9-year-olds, what they want to be, and they say, I want to be famous. It's like, okay, fine, fair. You want everybody to know your name. You want everybody to see you as successful. And you want to be that power and that prosperity. That's absolutely reasonable. And who doesn't? But then it's growing up. And it's saying, do I want that invasion of privacy? Do I want to be overwhelmed that way? Do I want to only go to the exclusive places because I'd be run out of the normal everyday places? Because my life isn't my own anymore. And it's not crying over celebrity. It's saying, what is it that you really want? And are you buying what the world is selling to you? It's kind of like strive to be better and better and better. You can always be younger. You can always be prettier. You can always be thiser. You can always be thater. Just buy this product. You can't be younger. Every single day, we become wiser. We become more than we were yesterday. And it's unfair to have this worship of youth, because youth doesn't have all the answers. My great-grandma used to say, youth is wasted on the young. You need to have all that vigor, to have all that energy. And so here, it's looking at what your heart really wants. And it's kind of those tough questions coming forward. It's like, what do I want? What is my legacy of my heart? It's not the legacy of your wallet. It's the legacy of your heart. And that's so much more. Because the love that you plant, the goodwill that you plant, the caring that you plant, that can last longer. And it can be so much more beautiful. And it's prosperity that lasts for generations, because it is wealth that cannot be squandered away. And it leads you to your stars. It leads you to the highest visual power that we have. It's like the greatest idea of perfection is the stars in the sky. They cannot be touched. They cannot be corrupted. They cannot be pulled down. What are your stars? What is it that you want? What is the wish of your soul? And it's the wish of your soul, which is so much deeper and more than, oh, I wish. Oh, I wish everything was, lovely. Oh, I wish I had $1 million. I mean, who doesn't wish they had $1 million? But it's seeing, what do you really want? Boil it down. I want stability. I want security. And it's also looking at yourself and seeing that you have the potential to reach towards your stars. It's not saying that you will be a millionaire, okay? And it's not saying that if you're not a millionaire, you obviously failed. No, it is saying, what is it that you want? And it's knowing that life breaks you. And I know that's not popular to say, nobody wants to hear it. But it is knowing that life has a way, just from living, to tear us down, to break our hearts, to shatter our confidence, to tear away at ourselves. And here, your angels and your spirit guides are saying, you have such strength to you, Capricorn. You have such beauty that you can move towards and that you can embrace. And it might not be the traditional beauty. It might not be the traditional, that huge house by the sea, the mansion that, people only live in for like 2 months out of the year and then just lays vacant all the rest of the days. It's not that. It's not having everything, accumulating and accumulating and accumulating till you're drowning in debt. It's saying, what do I truly want? And what are the wishes, the stars, the bounty that I reach for? It can be that you have this beauty coming to you from an Aquarius, right? Most definitely, that can be one way of reading it. But there's also a beauty that you're seeing, a beauty that you're moving towards. And it can be that it's going to take a whole year. It can be that this is going to be January 20th to February 18th of 2021, that you see it coming. And this year is a 10-year. It is a year of truly boiling away at what isn't necessary and coming to an end of a cycle, okay? The end of the cycle of what we're told. And now we're seeing what's really important. It's true. It's being forced to look at it because you are embracing emotional abundance. Now with the 7 of Cups and the King of Cups is water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. But you are a king. You are king. And this warns against daydreaming. I see the 7 of Cups very much as a warning against daydreaming. Oh, I wish it, I hope it, I cross my fingers for it. And it says here to embrace it. This is against daydreaming, but for visualization. And I know that's really hard. Like I always sat there and was like, well, what the heck's the difference? If you're daydreaming about it, aren't you visualizing it? And it's like, no, you're hoping for it. You're wishing for it. But when you are visualizing it, you are telling your mind, which is a power source, because the first place you have to believe it is within your mind, also within your heart. Not be afraid of it, not push it out because it is something that is too much. All right? But it's looking at it and saying, I can see myself there. It might take your whole entire life to get there. It's okay. You might say, Dayton, you say it's okay. Oh, I don't think it's okay. It's something that we are fighting for, to live our truths, to move forward in prosperity, to look at our lives and be happy, and see our lives as a time well spent, not a time of regrets, despairs, and despondencies. The King of Cups looks at our emotional self. And it says emotionally, what is it that you want? Because you have the power here, Capricorn, to be a king, to create from your heart, to call forth what you desire, to feel it. And you might say, well, I have this dream, right? I have this desire, but I'm afraid of it. It overwhelms me. Okay, you might not be ready for it. That could be one of the keys. It can also be that maybe you're looking at it the wrong way. You have a dream and you're stepping out towards it in a way that everybody else steps out towards it. But instead of being a sheep that follows the herd, be the hawk that flies above. See it all differently. Look at the bigger picture. Take that leap. Look at your talents and then say, okay, this is what I'm talented with. This is what I have. I might have to have a 9-to-5 job to pay the bills. And there's absolutely no shame in that, of upholding your responsibilities, of moving forward in power and prosperity. And then looking at things and saying, but this is what I want. This is the more that I have on the side that is going to open up doors for me that I hadn't realized. And sticking with it. Because at your roots, you have the repeat of number 7 here. You're not going to bite lying at all. Okay, staying forthright within yourself, and you're also going to not abide you lying to you. And Capricorn, you tend to be very hard when you're not being practical with yourself. So you might look at this visualization and you might really think, oh, I'm just daydreaming. No, you're building your confidence. You're building yourself to step into that role, to become that person, and to say, this is what I want. And even if it's simply to have a happy life, do you know how many people, they might have millions of dollars in the bank and they're miserable? And you might sit there and say, well, if I had $1 million in the bank, I wouldn't be miserable. But it's not true, because most lottery winners, okay, they lose it all within 5 years? They spend all their money and they're back. They're back to the same spot they were. Because emotionally, cognitively, emotionally and mentally, they weren't ready for it. And I thought, the more I buy, the more I have, the happier I will be. And that's just not the case. Because here with the 7 of Swords, it's looking at the lies, it's looking at the hardships, it's looking at the pains, and it's saying, I'm not living in that fear anymore. I'm not that person. I don't want to be that person. And I'm going to look at my fears and not be held back by the lies that they are my truths. It's looking at your fears and saying, fine, I can be afraid, absolutely fine, but I will not be held back. Because Capricorn, there's a strength to you. There's a power to you. There's a determination to you. And you're utilizing it. Pisces energy right here. It's kind of like Pisces can conquer the world if they can conquer their fears. You, Capricorn, because you're represented by the Devil card, can conquer the world if you can conquer the desire. It's funny because it's like the earth matters more than your soul at times. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in everybody goes to that. So the Devil card represents addictions. It represents fears. It represents looking at what everybody else wants you to have and saying, well, this is what I should be doing, right? And you can conquer the world if you look at it and you say, life is chaos, because it is. It just is. There's no rhyme or reason to it. There's when you're having your highs and then there's the lows, there's no reason for it. And it's looking at life and saying, it's like the god Pan. It's like Cernunnos in Celtic mythology. Pan in Greek mythology, Cernunnos in Celtic mythology. It's life is simply the force of nature. And you cannot stop it. You can trim it back. It's kind of like when you're working in a garden and you plant this beautiful garden, but you always have to weed it. You have to put down mulch. You have to do all this stuff to tend for the garden, to grow the plants. You can't just be like, okay, I planted it, it's fine. It'll look pretty forever. It won't. And you see that, and you're looking at your fears, because your fears are also what you plant, as well as your hopes and your dreams, because our mind goes to the negative as well as to the positive. It's like, I will not be held back. And it's also the lies that life has told us. It's like, I will not be held back in the lies and the hurts and the despair that I have known. It will not define me. And I like how you go from the 7 to the 8, you progress. And with the swords, it's kind of like you might be sitting there going, oh, Dane, is it the progression that I want? Because the 8 of Swords is trapped within your own mind. It's looking at things and feeling like, I just can't move forward. Everywhere I will turn, I will make a mistake and I will fall down. So what? So what? What is so bad about making a mistake? You fall down, get back up. That is what your angels and spirit guides are saying. It's like, at least you dared. At least you dared to move forward. And you didn't live so quietly, so meekly, that it's like you weren't here. Be bold, be brave. Don't be reckless and careless. But take a risk on yourself, because if you don't, nobody else will. Because if you don't dare to take the risk on yourself, people will sit there and stop saying that you can do it. Stop telling you your high points, if you have that type of person. But also, if you don't dare to take a risk on yourself, it'll become harder and harder to hear the messages from your angels, to hear the messages from your spirit guides. Because there'll be too much doubt and there'll be too much fear. But as you shatter this, because you are shattering it, you move towards the sun. And of course you move towards the sun. You move towards beauty and benediction of soul. And this sense of, yes, this is what I was born for. And you have right here, I love this in this triangle, you have the moon, the stars, and the sun. Right here. And it's like the cosmos open to you. You embrace a power that you didn't think you could have. You start to see what your soul desires. You start to reach for it. And yes, as you reach, you face your fears. And as you reach, it's so funny that we reach for our greatness in the darkness, just where our fears lie, where our shadow selves lie, where our great capacity for sabotaging ourselves lie. But that's also where we start to realize that we can become more, that we can reach for greater things. And in the light of the sun, in the blessings of the day, and in the blessings of your life, you will start to see yourself move forward. You're actually going to see yourself changing the course of things more steadily, more strongly at night, Capricorn, than you do during the day. You're going to be acting out your greatness, but you're going to be seeing that through your dreams, through your connection with spirit, through the guidance of your angels, and I would highly recommend either keeping an angel journal or, or just talking to your angels. And you might want to record it. You might want to just record what you're saying and play it back to yourself and see what your mind is worrying about. See what you're thinking about. I mean, you might not like the sound of your own voice. That is definitely something to overcome, but you might look at things and it might make things a lot clearer for you, because your stars lead to your moon, which lead to your sun. And that's the base right here of the triangle. You're leading to something so much greater. And as you're seeing this, you embrace the kingly you. You embrace power and prosperity and abundance. And you hold the seeds of what you desire. And you plant them. It's like, this is what I want for my life. This is what I'm going after. I will not be held back. I will not be kept silent. And I will be moving forward. Period. End of discussion. Your kingly self, you're seen. You're seeing you. You're seeing your worth. And people are seeing it. You might have a harder time. We always have a harder time seeing our worth. But embrace it. Stand up straight. Hold your head up high. Take up space. Because you're worth it. And you know it, Capricorn. You do. Do not slink away. Don't. Because you are more powerful than you're giving yourself credit for. And as you embrace this power, the 8 of Cups, it's so funny because you're going to walk away from what you had once thought you would love. And as you embrace this power, you would think, oh, okay, I'm just stepping into greatness. You're going to sit there and see, oh, I need to leave this behind, and I don't want that in my life anymore. And that was a lie that I lived with for way too long. And you become very serious. You can become too serious about things. That's always going to have to be something that you need to be mindful of. Just being too serious, being too connected with. It's funny because it's being too connected with the earth and not connected enough with your heart. Okay? So it's just being too practical. And I'm not saying that practicality is a bad thing. I think practicality is an astoundingly good thing, to be able to plan, to be able to look at things. But just don't make rules your master, is what I'm seeing here. And you're going to walk away from something. It's like, no, this just isn't right. It's not what I want. And as you walk away, yeah, it can be painful, most definitely. It can be an ending that you sat there and you thought, wow, I thought that would never happen. And once you move past the pain, and it can be an ending you didn't want. I mean, one of the best things that ever happened to me, and it sounds so funny, is that I lost everything. I was homeless. I was overwhelmed. I was like, oh my gosh, this is my life. But it was one of the best things that ever happened. Because it showed me who I was and what I was made of. And I mean, may your lows not be that low. And may your highs be extraordinary. But an 8 of Cups can be a painful time, and you're going to see the kingliness that is inside of you. The power that is yours. And I like the digression here from the 8 to the 7. It's like you start to see what your heart wants. And you start to see yourself having that life, having that power. Embracing that truth. And you're going to have to work things out, most definitely. And this is where keeping that angel journal or, talking to your angels would be absolutely beneficial to you. Because you're going to see the greatness that your psyche, that yourself wants to reach for. What are your stars? What are your greatest wishes? What is your soul's wish? Your subconscious message for this time is the 5 of Pentacles. Subconsciously, you might feel like this is an act. Subconsciously, you might look at things and say, I'm surrounded by beauty, and none of it is for me. A pauper's mentality. A sense of looking at the grandeur. And subconsciously, you are going to see that you change that. You change that narrative completely. And you embrace a power you didn't think you could have. And you're going to see yourself starting to enter into your freedom. Starting to enter into your power. Your subconscious chakra message is self-mastery. You're mastering yourself. Listen to your gut. Your solar plexus are really going to guide you. Listen to your gut. Listen to your truth as you move yourself forward. And your subconscious chakra message, not chakra message, but your subconscious spirit animal message is the buffalo spirit. The abundant universe will provide. It will. It will. Follow your angels. They will provide for you more than you thought they would. And you will see that the world is abundant, not limited. And that is going to be something that is astounding. All right, Capricorn. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. Stay safe, and I love you all. Bye.